Welcome to the channel. So in this series of videos where I'm wearing my Jimi Hendrix shirt because I'm recording them all in one day, I have been talking about some of the different poll responses that you guys had to polls I've posted in the community posts over the past month or so. And in this one, we are going to be talking about your thoughts on NFTs. Let's get into this. So my specific question was, do you think that sports card NFTs have a future in the hobby? 5% of you said, yes, they are the future. 14% of you said, yeah, but just as a side thing, nothing major. 18% said, I don't think so. They are their own separate thing. 58% said, no, with many exclamation points. And 5% said, wait, doesn't NFT just mean not for trade? What you talking about? 58% of you said no. So that was definitely the biggest response. You know, I'm not surprised. I think NFTs are one of these extremely divisive things in the hobby. People have very strong opinions sometimes one way or the other. I don't have a strong opinion on NFTs. I think it's kind of funny when people are so anti-NFT because they think it's so weird to have just a picture on your computer. But a card is also just a picture on a piece of cardboard. So I also see, like the way that sports card collectors look at NFT collectors is like the exact same way that non-sports card people look at sports card people. So I just kind of find it ironic like that. I don't have any connection with NFTs. I probably never will buy one. But I do think there's a space for them in the future of the hobby. I just don't think it's the way that it's been done up till now. I don't like things like Top Shot and some of these other NFTs the way they currently exist, the Panini NFTs. I don't like the way they are right now. I have no interest in that. Some people do. Some people who are more into cryptocurrency spaces and things like that, they might be more into it for those, in those connections, but I don't have a connection into that space. So I have no desire to be connected into that. But I have heard a few different things that people have said at different times. I'm like, yes, like that is the way an NFT can be used in the right kind of way. Like for example, I had a live stream with Infinite Investment Game a few weeks back, and we were talking about this one idea, like what if, we were talking about redemptions. We were talking about like, what if in the future for redemptions, because, as much as I don't like redemptions, there's a certain necessary evil to them that is hard to avoid, because a company cannot force an athlete to sign all of these things along a timeline so much. It's difficult. They can't, there's so many athletes out there that they're trying to get autographs from, and they're doing so many autographs. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. I think there's too many. But so I think redemptions are a necessary evil. I think they can be done better, but I think they're going to be around for a while. But I feel like if NFTs replaced redemptions, like if there was an NFT redemption, and then if there was something that like gave incentive to Topps or Panini or Fanatics or whoever's doing the redemptions at the time to be more timely about following up with redemptions, that there could be something that could be done with NFTs. For example, the idea I was sharing with Infinite Investment Game was, what if you get an NFT redemption, you put it into the system, and then once your redemption comes through, boom, you get your card, but you get to still keep that NFT as a collectible. But in the meantime, before you get your card, the redemption NFT gives you some actual physical benefits while you wait. Because that would give incentive to the company to get that signed card to you sooner. And if you don't get it sooner, then you have some advantage that you have. My idea was maybe every 2 months, if they still haven't gotten a new redemption, they send you a pack of cards, or they send something else as a replacement, saying, hey, it's been 2 months, we still don't have it. Here's something we add to your NFT, or we give you, if it's been 2 years, here you have tickets we'll put it on your NFT. You have tickets to the next local basketball team's game, or whatever. Maybe there's some complications with that. I mean, that could become very complicated, but I feel like it gives some incentive for the company to go a little quicker to follow up the redemptions. And if they don't, it gives something to the customer that makes them not so frustrated. They're just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. So, that's one space. I think NFTs could be good. So that was just one of my ideas, and I feel like there's other spaces and other creative ideas that could be come up with over time related to NFTs, because NFTs do have some value connected to a blockchain. They do have a provable element of being owned by the person who owns it. So there's something that could be done there. I just don't think it's as a replacement or as a copycat of cards. I think trying to do it that way is why there's so many no with many exclamation points, because it seems like they're trying to make it as a replacement for the physical cards, which a lot of people are going to be really opposed to that unless they've never been into cards before. If they're new people getting into things, then maybe, and they're choosing between whether to get involved with physical cards or NFTs, and they have no background or no reason to choose one over the other, maybe some will choose NFTs. But for anybody who's actually been in the sports card space, very few people are going to choose NFTs over cards. So if you're creating NFTs to be structured in a way that's almost as a replacement for cards, then you're not going to get support from the community. But if you're doing it in a way that just reinforces certain things or is helping a collector to get access to things somehow or another, maybe there's NFTs they can create. Like if PSA makes NFTs for people who have completed full sets, like you complete a full set in the PSA registry about this or that thing, and as a reward for completing the set, you have some sort of NFT that symbolizes, that complete set. Like something like that could be okay. It's not like a replacement. It's just a small little add-on thing that gives some extra incentive and an extra little reward, an extra little like badge. Like you play a computer game or something, and you fulfill some task or you complete some series of missions or whatever, and you get a badge, a sticker or whatever. It could just be something like that, something simple that like once you've completed a set in a PSA registry, you get an NFT about that set. Something like that. I feel like there's spaces where it could be used to reinforce things and to encourage people to do certain things. But it doesn't need to be a replacement. And that's all it seems to be doing up till this point. So I just feel it's a lack of creative thinking and consideration for it. It's people just trying to jump on a bandwagon and try to use it in a way that others have been using it, copying and pasting the same ideas. And I don't think that's where its potential long-term value lies. I don't necessarily know. These are just a couple of ideas, but I do think there is a space for it. It's just not in the way it's been used up till this point. So anyway, I'm sure people have different ideas about this. I know NFTs are one of those topics that can be, for whatever reason, they can be extremely divisive, which is ridiculous to me. It's crazy to me that can be so divisive, because I'm just like, whatever, like think this way, think that way. It's just a thing. It's just another thing to think about, and just a modern day thing. Some of the discussions about it, some of the divisiveness about it, just feels a little bit ridiculous to me. But I'm sure you have some different thoughts, and I would love to hear your thoughts about what you think the future of NFTs are in the hobby, or if you are opposed to absolutely anything to do with them, no matter what it is. Let us know in the comments below. But for this video, that's it. Peace.